Hi guys, I got a hold of the new Love Struck pack and I didn't want to play my regular saves because there's been a lot of issues, so I thought I would just do kind of like a first impressions. Um, I spoke throughout the whole of this video, but my microphone did not, I had it muted, that was my fault. So I talked for like 2 hours for no reason whatsoever, blew my throat out. Oh well, whatever. But I thought I'd just come in and do a little bit of commentary, at least to explain like my thought process at the beginning. I think mainly that the Cupid's app was like a lot of fun to use, but for the most part, I had a lot of fun with like doing these sort of like romantic dates and the get to know you dates. They were kind of interesting. I still have found that it's got a reasonable amount of challenge to it, but not it's not overly challenging. You know, it's still very similar to what you would do for any sort of like events, like a birthday event or something like that. I think mainly I'll just allow this like to sort of just play out for today, and then I'll record another part and hopefully I'll have my like issues sorted with that. So nearing the end, there's like a bit of a weird issue where my stupid like drive got completely full from this. So it like just randomly stopped playing. So near the end, it just essentially like abruptly kind of like stops, and I missed a whole section where we took Judith Ward out on like a date, not date kind of thing. So, you miss out on that, but I suppose I can like recreate it again in the next part. We'll try doing that again because I want to get to know Judith Ward more, mainly because I'm trying to, I'm trying to do like kind of a mini, what's it called? Black Widow challenge. So we'll see how that goes. This isn't the same save from the last Black Widows that I've done before. This is like an old defunct save that I had. So here I'm just like picking these event things to make this event for this just random like Tinder date I've done. This is really interesting because it seems to randomize what tasks you do throughout that date. This, for me, at least in this save, because it's like a fairly unbloated save, seemed to work fairly well for me. I don't seem to run into any of the issues that some people have run in with like the My Wedding Pack, even though this is very similar to the My Wedding Pack. So this here, I really hate that to this day we still can't just like type things in to search. I know you can get the UI cheats and then you can do typing, searching and that, but UI cheats is not really something I want to be messing around with, at least not at this present point. I'm kind of hoping to that they'll just add that, like a search function for themselves. I don't really want UI cheats because I feel as though it makes it too tempting or easy to cheat itself, and I really don't like cheating in games. Not because I have an issue with other people doing it, but just mainly because I find it it sort of defeats the purpose of playing the game in its entirety. It was an early morning date, so I thought like the cafe would be probably a really good one to go to. So you can see on the left-hand side there's like all these little, based on what I've chosen, there's a bunch of these little like, tasks and stuff that we can do, which is cool. I do appreciate that. There was something, I think it's later in the video, at one point there's this one thing that like shows, like I've tagged in there as a wish, or I've like locked in a wish to schedule a date, and it hasn't, I'm just messing around with the gameplay. I'm making sure that they're not auto-aging so that I can get to like all the hotties in this world. Don't want them to age too quickly. So yeah, I've locked in that schedule a date, and it hasn't worked. Like, it doesn't count it. So it almost seems like there is a big difference between creating these dates or these date events and just asking somebody out on a date. I can only assume that that's got something to do with, what's the word, like base game. You know, they don't want to have it so that they lock people out from doing dates. But I thought that, like, maybe these event dates would be brought into the base game, but apparently not. I also think it's interesting that despite the fact that they barely know each other, they already have like a little bit of romance. So it looks like it already gives you a bit of a boost doing these. So I can foresee this kind of maybe coming in clutch for a challenge like the Black Widow, or specifically, you know, 100 Baby or something like that. Kind of hope when I interject every now and then that it doesn't just like completely jump scare everybody. They're like, oh wait, she didn't talk for like 20 minutes and then all of a sudden she started talking. Holy crap. I don't know why these outdoor heaters are not put under like heater. When I type in heater, it should just come up with it. There's some of those new blankets there for like the Woohoo blankets. I will play around with that, I think, in the second part a bit more. I just didn't get to like get into that as much. I do like these outdoor heaters. I just have gone through and sped up some of the, you know, sections where I'm buying things in the catalog and that. I know some people like watching like build things and stuff like that, and that's fine, but I tend to find when you're doing like a let's play kind of thing like this to just speed through that section. I mean, you still get the general gist of what I'm doing. This bloke Simeon, I do actually find Simeon quite attractive. He will not come and sit at this seat, and it's driving me insane because I've just put down these heaters and he won't come and sit. I'm like, well, come on, dude. So it looks like that was just a complete waste of time putting those heaters down. I mean, I suppose not. But I mean, it'd be not. Well, they're sitting out there. That seems nice. Good for them.
Delso, Tribs, Iba, Pongi de Fui Nudge.
Yeah, this day is a bit of a snoozer. It looks like we get all of the tasks that we need to get done, but that it still doesn't seem like much of a good date. But this is really like just a getting to know you date at any rate. Mainly because she tried to ask Don Lothario to marry her and he was like, oh, hell no. So, which is interesting. I've never really seen that before. That's not something I've seen, you know, rejections for proposals that often. We've got Katrina over here. I mean, from foot to about neck height, it's a yes, yes, yes for me. And then the hat, I'm like, what is happening? Why? I don't understand why that does it. She's not even in the fast food career, so I have no idea why she's got that hat.
Vula Shaka Teeb.
Simbab Kriko.
Siglona.
I gave her an immunity pill so she wouldn't get sick. I've got the little Miss Sam's mod, so that's why she's feeling a little uncomfortable, but I would like to think that maybe she's feeling a bit uncomfortable because this guy is like quite literally walking away every time she tries to sit down with him. But he seems to have popped a squat here, so I'm like, fine, you want to sit inside? We'll sit inside. Not like I put these really nice heaters outside so we could sit out and look at the beautiful ocean, but okay. Or sit and stare at this guy's mustache, like, whatever.
Garza. Frangwis, Densdoba, Tribna, huh? Tunga Chusen. Oh.
I'm gonna send him a cheeky, like, exchange numbers. and get rejected immediately. That's a no. That's a no from him. He's going to have to decline on that one. Definitely going to get left on red. What are you talking about moving in? That ain't happening.
Zdrovoy Zarps.
I don't think he even got a drink. Like, I got a coffee, and it didn't count it for drinking something, so I assume it only means bar drinks when you put drinks down.
Gravi?
And he didn't
Oh, yeah.
get a drink, so I don't know about that. Turn-ons and turn-offs. Black clothes, yellow clothes. That's not great for her. She doesn't like the colour yellow.
Kinkubu Koiba?
He doesn't like white hair, white clothes, purple pastel hair. Like, that's the other thing that I'm a little bit disappointed about is, like, I saw some people in the comments are like, it shouldn't be about physical attraction, you know, they shouldn't be attracted to them, they should just, you know, or whatever. I'm like, I understand that's fine, but I would have liked more options, like, say, for instance, like eye colour at the bare minimum. If they didn't want to touch the, like, you know, body shape or skin tones and things like that, you know. The Sims 2, you could have, like, turn off as, like, stink or turn on as stink, or you could have, you know, like, what they described as thin and fat as, like, they could be turn-ons or turn-offs. And whilst I understand from a, you know, political... Oh, God, Nalani, go away. God, she's annoying. I want to be friends. Yeah, like, I'm on a date. Go away. Essentially, I still think it would have been... I know why they didn't want to do that, because they don't want to, like, upset people based on size and that. But I do think these factors do, for some people, come into play. And we're not talking about real people. We're talking about pixel people. So I'm like, if I want to make a jock guy who's only interested in, like, you know, skinny girls or something because he's kind of a dick, let me make that dick. You know, because I'm playing out a game, I'm playing out a fantasy, I'm playing out a storyline. I'm not myself personally having personal opinions about other people's bodies. It's just literally like I'm playing a storyline out. But I can understand why they didn't. But at the bare minimum, I would have liked eye colour. Well, that didn't go down well, did it? He's, like, completely off-put. Like, he's not interested at all. I don't know if it's like he doesn't like the colour of the clothes she's wearing. I don't know.
Durka Snurs.
I'm not surprised that didn't work out. But I'm sort of at the point where I'm like, this is a terrible day, in for a penny, in for a pound. Which is unfortunate. I find Simeon to be, you know, rather attractive. And if we're talking about it from the perspective of a Black Widow, I'm like, I can get him to make a immortality potion for me. So he's like, I don't think this is it for Simeon and I at this present point. Oh, God. No, it's really not working. And now she's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be so romantic. Maybe I should be more reserved about it. And I'm like, hell no. Hell no. I need you to be romantic. I would like you to be non-committal as well, too, to be completely honest, to match with the rules. But I'm like, I might do a retrading potion and make her non-committal. Yeah, bye, Simeon. Like, I don't care what you have to say. And he kept thinking about this brunette that's just walked past then all the time. And I was like, he's on a date with me. He's looking at the other girl. I'm like, it was a pretty crappy date. It was pretty crappy. We learnt 2 of his traits, I suppose. We're both snobs. So surely, that should have helped, but apparently not. But then again, maybe that's why. Both snobs. This is hilarious. Look at Mortimer's face. He's put on... I've got a mod that, like, lets them experiment with makeup, and he had a whole face of slap on just then. Good for him. You go. You go, Glen Coco. 4 for you, Glen Coco. I do like that we're getting more rewards. That's very reminiscent of The Sims 2.
Narfa.
So I'm like, is that a reward for the date or is that like a gift he gave us? I don't know. The other thing I'm noticing while we're out is, you know, see like Mortimer and Bella, and then we've got, forget that fella's name, some of the other couples like around town. They're sort of like doing autonomous romantic interactions with their partners more, which is, that's interesting. I like that. I mean, not that they didn't do that in my gameplays themselves, but I'm noticing like a lot of the new interactions that they have on the seats, like the, you know, cloud gazing, the romantic cloud gazing. I was thinking, let's hit up the gym and see our boy Marcus, because we've got a really good relationship with him, and I think it's fair enough to say he do be a smoke show. Like, look at the man. Imagine that wall of muscle coming at you. Santa wants relationship advice. I'm like, okay, Santa, you do you, boo. Yeah, just popping in a few cheeky flirts, you know how it is when you have one of those friends you got like kind of a crush or you sort of got the hots for, and you're like, I might just go in for a hug that just goes a little bit too long. That's what we're going to do with Marcus. Yeah, you are fine. And then we got the romance level up to 2, so that's the new skill as well too, which is going to help us a lot for wooing. So that might be something that has to be changed for the rules of that I made up. Well, that I sort of, I like to keep my own rules for these sorts of challenges, because I find some of them are a little bit there's too much going on. But I might have to add the romance skill, because I've got max charisma, but maybe maxing the romance skill would be better. It'd be interesting to see, like, will you build the romance skill faster if you already have, like, the charisma skill, you know, down pat? I don't know. Hello, here's another one. I'm real tempted to give him a romantic, but then I'm like, oh, I did just flirt with Marcus. Let's maybe not. Clumsy? No, go away. Shut up. How dare you come for me like that? I don't want to be clumsy. I'm trying to get the non-committal trait. I don't want to be doing too many traits. I'm going to say no to most of them. Unless it really fits with what I think she's sort of like. I mean, clumsy, she did just fall on her face, but I'm like, just because someone tripped over once does not immediately equate them to being clumsy. Nox I would like to possibly get involved with. Not only is he fine, let's be real, he is a freak in the sheets as well too. I've never played a gameplay with Nox where he hasn't been a freak. Cue that annoying I've Been a Nasty Girl song. He also lives with his 2 aging mothers. So if we turn aging on for their household, you know, they might just reach the end of their lifetime as well too. And then he can come and live with us and we can have all of the money from the property. So, you know, he is an easy mark, even though that property is like not super duper expensive, but it's definitely worth something. So, because I am trying to get to that, like, you know, million, you know, simoleons or whatever, which we're already in a good position because she was already married to not Kiyoshi Ito's, the other fella from Snowy Escape. And then she was also married to Diego Lobo. So, and he's like loaded. He's one of the richest single Sims in the world. Speaking of, yeah, smoke shows, Daryl Charm has the prettiest, like, purple eyes. So I do like to sort of keep an eye on him, what he's doing as well, too, because he's an excellent baby daddy. If you're going for purple eyes. Oh, and Nox just flirted with her and she said no. She went, no, thank you, sir. Which is interesting that she said no to him. I don't know why that is that she did that. Maybe it's because Marcus is around. Maybe she's not all that attracted to him. I don't know. I'm not certain. Because she says neutral. But they have bad compatibility, so that could be what it is. But I'm not really all that worried about, you know. Compatibility does not equate financial gain. This gym is it's really well built and I do like it, but man, it's a labyrinth. I think he's married, he's from the For Rent pack. Kyoshi Ito, speak of the devil. He's still a teen at the moment, but if we turn on aging, he might age up. He's also a potential, like,
No beam.
love interest.
Oh,
It sounds weird that I'm setting him up because he's a teen, you know, like that sounds so inappropriate, but I'm just like, it's The Sims, relax. Brant, another smoke show. This guy in the shower, not me peeping on Sims while they're in the shower, like, come on, girl. What are you doing? Disgusting. This is this Carlos Lopez guy, and I cracked up laughing because I was like, is that deliberately? Is that deliberate? Because it's about, like, romance and that, and then, like, the world that they made, because the Lopez, and then he looks almost identical to the E-Entertainment guy. I literally cacked myself laughing. Damn. Damn. Oh, first kiss is an option. No, we'll just go in for another embrace. She is very tired.
Arm boy.
So we may need to, like... He's got... The attraction was, like, down. I don't know what that means. It was like, you know, almost like, is he not physically attracted to her? I don't know.
Ina Toka.
But then he hits her with a flirt. So it's like, what's going on? Marcus in this one, in a weird turn of events, is a... oh, and he wants to go on a date. I forgot about that. He's a style influencer, which is wild because usually he's a PT, he's a personal trainer. But apparently in this one, he's decided he wants to be a fashionista. Good for him. I think it's a later night on a Tuesday, so I'm just trying to think of, like, what date you can do on a Tuesday night. I'm like, it's Marcus, I'm going woohoo. I was sitting there thinking, like, Tuesday night, what are you going to do at 10:30? I'm like, maybe hit up the pub. We are in Windenburg, so I was, like, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I think I ultimately sort of decided that we'd go to the pub that was already in this area because there's, like, you know, board games and sort of pub games and that. Just trying to find where the board games are. Yeah. So that looks like you can do darts and stuff like that. It's got dartboards and board games and stuff like that. We didn't actually get to do a lot of that to begin with, but toss a coin to your Witcher. I thought that was hilarious. I made that joke, and then of course my microphone wasn't recording, and then I was sad about it. So I was like, I'm gonna put that in as a GIF. Tell me I can't. With a funny joke. It should have been in there. Thought we'd toss one coin for good luck. I'm just giving her a potion of sleep to try and fix that up, because I'm like, we're just going to do hard drugs and get through this. Marcus is like, I got to tap out, I'm knackered. And he has just gone and had a nap. I was like, I'll let him nap. Let him have like a few minutes nap while I sort out my needs.
Khalifa. A break lemtim. So chimsabavi.
Noosh noosh.
Zisamba.
I was trying to find something that like we could share as food, and apparently that was a no. I think I picked a single plate because I thought, oh, this looks like a fish and chips kind of pub.
Kimna bazib. Gosh of wibs. Gorb, huh?
Fleazark.
Zarp.
Benarla.
Oh.
Ah.
Zafro.
Oh,
It's a
Lampima.
Jameis.
Oh.
Essenoi.
Akalaw shoot
Ispa.
Brendo.
Mohania.
I do really like the board games and all that sort of stuff that you can play that they've given us with all these different packs. But the only issue I have is the animations for them and the duration of it is so long. I mean, I suppose games in real life are like that. But when you're constricted to a certain amount of time, I think I had too many, like, I picked too many activities. And so it sort of like meant we were running out of time to sort of play board games and that. So I think maybe it is better to stick with, say, like 3 activities on these events. I think I was just being a bit thirsty by picking Woohoo for this first day. Because I was like, I think I can smash Marcus on the first day. I'm like, I've done it before, I'll do it again. Yeah, so he's got work at 9 AM, so this is going to be a rough day of work for him. Seeing as I don't think we leave the pub until like 4 in the morning.
Dag dag.
Kim Angor. Slapship. Alpha tub
Bash.
Sul.
These 2 at the bar are flirting. Good for them.
Noi. Aspa.
So seeing a lot more autonomous romance happening, so that's cool. I would see it sometimes playing in other gameplays over the years and that. I've definitely seen people, you know, giving each other roses and things like that, but it definitely seems to have been like stepped up.
Kavlet Sharky.
Simona Sarah.
These 2 get on very well. I don't know, you know, barely anything about each other, but they get on. Marcus is, I know he's non-committal, so he is a lover of flirting and carrying on and all that sort of stuff. So in another world, he got us pregnant. In an alternate universe, he got this sim pregnant.
Viva Days. Bibadeso Yerno, Varo.
I was thinking about buying him something, and then I was like,
Panadayola.
Janoborb, Freenin, Gungaday,
maybe not.
Ben Faheb, Timmy Bissek, Gisnaplushi, Wafatub, Muchi Pichi, Mastishquapina, Kasana Oglay, Pershushi.
So she's got a fear pop up, of a fear of being in crowded places that I'm going to have to deal with now. We got a lot of satisfaction there, and she went up in her romance level, which is good. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're cooking with gas. This is going a hell of a lot better than it went with Simeon. He needs to pee desperately. So I'm going to hit him with the finger bangs, and then I'm going, not that type of finger bang, maybe later, and then let him go to the toilet, and then we're going to try and get one in. We first kissed, I was like, might as well. Not the most romantic first kiss location, but like, you know, they've been out for drinks, they've had a good night. Offer seductive dance. I've got to try that out. That fascinates me. Oh, and she's decided dancing is in her bones. Good for her. Yeah, so I've got all 10 socialized, and I'm still only at a bronze, and I'm like, okay, so it looks like they've definitely upped. I love how those two upstairs are, you know, stargazing at the ceiling. Is that her husband? It is her husband. It's all right. Because Victor Feng is yeah, Victor Feng and they're married.
New up for night?
He would be a good mark as well too, to be completely honest, because he's got quite a lot of money and a very good job as well too. He's in the political career. Note to self. So they've got satisfaction. So he's fairly satisfied in how this relationship is going, and I took that as like an indicator that I'm like, well, can we smash now? Can we smash? He's very satisfied. He has neutral romantic attraction to her. I thought it would be a good idea to ask him about his woohoo preferences as well too, just to make sure that he is interested in woohoo with someone like her.
Oh, Yibs.
Not that it would necessarily matter if he was. We're running out of time. This is so annoying. I should have extended the date a little bit and then ended it, just so that I could get a little bit more time. Or I should have asked him, extended it and then asked him back to like my place. We're just going to do it in the middle of this pub with everyone around, which is wild. And look who walks in. I was like, oh. Feeling flirty as well too. Because he's blushing. I'm like, Now he's thinking about the bartender. I'm like, are you into the bartender? I'm confused.
Skeins Shemay.
Well, that date did not go well because apparently we didn't finish, if you catch my drift. We didn't finish soon enough. I was like, well, I'm sorry. They got a sentiment there. I didn't catch what that was. And he's like, I gotta go. I'm knackered. It's 4 a.m. Time for me to leave. I'm just gonna make a speedy exit as well too, as to not alert Simeon to the fact that I was just woohooing in the closet right next to him. It's a surefire way to never get a second date. Back at our apartment that I essentially murdered a man and stole. This is wild. She came back from being with him and was like, round 2. I was like, okay. It says first woohoo. It's not her first woohoo. I don't know why it says that, or at least it's her first woohoo with Marcus, so. They added a feature of streamer mode, which I've turned on. And I'm really hoping that that works, because I'm like, come on guys, like if this streamer mode and I still get flagged, because the Sims 4 music is like really gets flagged. Yep. She's got cosmic clarity, which we all know what that means. That's a book she wrote about woohooing her first husband to death. So there's that. We're doing like lots of little things to try and like earn little bits of money, but not like we're not doing a job because it's like, you know, it's a Black Widow. We're really only doing it off our own bat. But she popped up with the ambitious. I don't see her as ambitious, because then like she'll want to like get a job and stuff like that, and I'm like, no, I don't think so. Like I suppose to a certain degree she is ambitious in the sense that she wants to have a lot of money without having to do like much for it. That's definitely an ambitious goal, but I don't want her like rolling wants to go to work all the time. See, that schedule a day is still not getting ticked off, which is quite annoying. She already has a dishwasher. Why she wants another one, I don't know. Bills. Like, what? Pay bills. Bills are not due yet. Then what? I don't know what's happened there. I don't know. Like, okay. So I am slowly working through a degree with her, because I mean, like, there's no rules about not having a degree. And when she finishes, you know, my Black Widow challenge kind of thing, she can always like go in and get a job once the challenge is like completed. So if she has that, then she'll be at a higher level. So we won't be sitting around wasting our time trying to like, because I may want to play her to like completion, like to the end of her lifetime. Actually, I think I wrote that in my Black Widow challenge rules, that to like play them till they die. We might have children, we might not. I don't know. Don't know that I necessarily want to do it as a legacy challenge or anything like that. So, or I might only play like a few parts of it and then never pick it up again. We don't know. Yeah, so there's Don. So they are technically, he's a PT trainer, he's non-committal, he's active, he's romantic like her. They are technically, it says partner. I don't know if that means what that means exactly. But since she asked him to marry her and he rejected her, like I said, which I find wild, he has not rung once. So I think that's relationship is, despite the fact that it's signaling that it's like doing well based on the, you know, the affinity levels or whatever, I don't think it is. I think that's like dead in the water. We might swing back around to him. We might not. I don't know. At the bare minimum, we're ghosting each other. I'm trying to figure out whether I want to write. I was like, I don't know that I really want to write a romance. I want to write a book about killing my second husband, who I got him so jealous with. Okay, here's some of the things we've got from our event. So that's a romance book, which is invaluable. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put some candles in the bedroom, make it a bit, because we can turn the big light off and then turn those on. Because I was talking about it, this place is a great one to do this sort of challenging because it has a romantic aura because of that fireplace. That fireplace is quite literally gives off romance. So it makes romance easier. So it's like if she sits near that fireplace and reads that book, that's going to like boost her skill. That's when I noticed I also have this. So my plan must have been at some point to busk as well too. So I'm trying to figure out what skills she has. There's a piano in the house, but obviously like I don't think you can busk with a piano. She's got guitar skill and violin, but I think we'll go with guitar. Guitar seems a little bit more like romantic. What was I saying about Don? Oh yeah, so I got Diego so jealous and angry that he had one of those, like, you know, those heart combustion things from anger. Because I'm trying to kill each one of them kind of in different ways. And I thought that was really like funny because he walked in and got like really pissed off that she was, you know, his wife was cheating. And then I just kept flirting in front of him with Don. And of course Don was loving it. And Diego like just completely lost it. Mr. Villarreal's ringing us, which also makes me think, because he lives in Windenburg and he has a beautiful property. He has a manor property. It is gorgeous. It gives off old money vibes, definitely, but it also gives me off like Tate Landon, that first season of American Horror Story vibes as well too, because he's also a spouse killer. Allegedly. Allegedly. Did I tell you you could put that book away? Come on. But with that fireplace, it's going to really boost that romance skill. So I'm just trying to like get her romance up a little bit more so that maybe I can go on another date with like Simeon or something and try and like, or at least try and really lock in Marcus. Marcus will not bring us a lot of money, but Marcus will be pretty on the eyes. Marcus, this is wild. Like, rude. How dare you, sir? But then again, to a certain degree, maybe he's trying to, you know, be transparent. It's like, we're not in a relationship. We're not boyfriend and girlfriend. And I've had this person, you know, maybe at work or something, ask them out. And maybe he's just like, hang on, I'm just going to check because I have been seeing somebody, but we haven't, you know, like, they've only kissed. They haven't, oh no, they had sex as well too. They woohooed. So maybe he did that out of like, I'll just check to see that this isn't like that she's going to feel uncomfortable with that. So I suppose to a certain degree I can appreciate the transparency, even though I find that really rude. But I suppose if we're not in a committed relationship and he's asking me those things, you can at least appreciate that like he thought enough about the relationship not to be like, is this going to jeopardize? And then of course she's like, I don't really like that. And then maybe he'll get back to her and say, well, okay, yeah, fair enough. This apartment has lovely lighting. Very quiet. I don't know if I have any neighbours. Just doing a little bit of household stuff, you know. It's not the most, Oh, this is where I was deciding. I was like, should I get a guitar? I was like, I've got enough money. You know, like, I'll make more money off of some of these people. So I'm like, just, you know, something creative for her to do. This is the new, like, romantic guitar. It's got really cool swatches. I really like, you know, this gold and black design. So I picked that one. Strum along. Toot. You know you're bougie when you have a fireplace in your bathroom. Like in the bathroom, home gym, everything. Romantic satisfaction ends. Oh, yeah, bye, bitch. So he doesn't feel satisfied anymore with this relationship. And I'm like, yeah, do you think maybe that's because we had a horrible date? Or do you think maybe that's because we, this is me writing the new book, but like, do you think maybe just for a minute that it's because he somewhat caught us woohooing the same day with somebody else? I think maybe that could be why he's not that satisfied with the relationship. I will keep him as a possibility though, because that's me making a dirty joke.
Oh, Finaza.
Might keep Simeon as a possibility. There's so many possibilities. The possibilities are endless for the Black Widow. But he is a good one because that would be a different death. And also, like I said, I really do like the idea of grabbing that immortality potion from him. But then again, if I'm going to play her life all the way through, I mean, that doesn't mean I can't get him to make the immortality potion and then I can just think about it. I thought I'd buy this mat because it's in the aspiration that we need to like woohoo on the blanket, and I was like, that I feel as though right in front of that romantic fireplace is gonna like really slap. I got rid of that one because it's one of those movable ones and I hate those, so I'm just gonna put that there, and then I'm going to attempt to put this down, and this really irritated me. What? So they're not draggable? Hello? Why not? Why is that not, you know, draggable? Judith Ward, this is interesting. This is new. So she's essentially ringing, being like, I'm rich. Come and meet me at a hotel. And I have gifts for you. I'm like, that sounds great. Sounds creepy, but it sounds great. This is me still trying to figure out why that is not draggable. That I'm like, isn't that meant to be like, you know, I can place that anywhere in the world? Apparently not. It's got some cool swatches. I love the panda bear one. But I think for this apartment, just the normal bear rug is kind of... Then I was like, oh, you can set up a picnic where you can just buy the stuff. I was like, oh, that's cool. So I'll leave that space empty, I reckon. Yeah. Leave it empty, and then like, because this is definitely, I was saying it to myself because my microphone wasn't recording, that this is most definitely like a smash pad if I've ever seen one, because it's got that romantic fireplace. So I'm like, this is definitely going to be a good spot, at least, you know, for a while, to bring like, you know, kind of a batch pad, whatever the equivalent of a female bachelor is. You tell me, I don't know. Then I was like, I kind of want to go and check out the new world. So I was like, oh, what I'll do is I'll go take a vacation. Why not? Let's take a vacation, and then next week, you know, enroll to university, and we'll do a little bit of that. But you know, we'll have a bit of a break, go check out the new world and that. Man, it's expensive though. $1,000 a night. I was like, okay. But when you see the place, you're like, well, $1,000 isn't as much. Like, it would be very expensive in real life. It is a villa.
Oh, Illinois.
Seems somewhat silly and ironic to spend $2,000 to go and see some woman at a dingy motel, but I wanted to see the world at any rate, and I was like, I'm not really going for the gifts that she's... I'll take the gifts, but what I'm really going for is I want to... I want to, like, meet Judith and get, like, that relationship locked in. Because Judith is also an excellent candidate for a Black Widow because she herself is a Black Widow. It says it in the description of her family household that she murdered quite a few husbands to get to where she was as an actress. So I don't really feel much guilt killing Judith because she's kind of not a good person either. She's not evil, she's just mean. So... yeah.
Peachy, Shabby Balooey. Yes.
She's just mean and materialistic, which I mean, like, if we don't need to marry her for the money, having a rich, powerful, almost mentor level friend as well too is okay as well. Because, yeah, who doesn't want to have rich and powerful friends? And then I was thinking to myself, you know, I could have just stayed at this dingy motel, like, for the night. And then I was like, yeah, like, look how much money we've got. I don't really... See, she gave us a bunch of, like, rare rocks and things like that, so that's not too bad. But it did also give them a little bit of romance as well, too. Yeah, so that's the moodlet that you get after that one, which is interesting. They feel a little bit like, whoa, that was really weird. This world is stunning. It's very pretty.
Schmazeltombra.
Got Naoki Ito. That's one of the... This is a guy from the new pack. He's got snakes all over his t-shirt, so over his shirt, and I'm like, is that hinting to something? Yeah, so I'm like, I might just... I'll just ignore you. Got enough marks at the moment. Really want to work on their friendships as well too, because she doesn't have a lot of friends. And Nalani was one of her friends she met, I think, on like a holiday to the beach. Okay, so Marcus's rung man, he's like, let's go to a gig. And I'm like, sure, of course, that sounds great. And routing, Sims 4 routing at its finest. Let me just phase through the furniture. So we're just going to speed through till she gets back. Yeah, so I think some friends for her would be good because Nalani's like, she sent her that she rung her saying that she was like keen on her, and I'm like, I do want to have some friends. Like, my sim is bisexual. She is into men and she is into women, but I do want to keep some friends as well too. I don't want to have like, and Nalani, I mean, except for the fact that she's a mermaid, she's not really coming with, there's not much my sim can gain from a relationship with her. And personally, because I'm heterosexual, she's beautiful, don't get me wrong. But I'm just more like, I'm more thirsting for the boys, you know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at Don, I'm like, damn. Yeah, so he's ghosting us, definitely, because he has not hit us up. It's been so long. And their last interaction was him saying, like, no, I won't marry you. So I think, yeah, I was sitting there thinking, like, maybe we should just, like, cool off our romantic relationship and essentially ask him to be woohoo partners with us. But then I was like, and keep him as a side piece. But then there's a bunch of there's a new guy from the trailer from this pack, Miguel, and he's like quite hot as well too. And I thought like, well, if she wants a side piece, like I think he is like that. I think he's non-committal as well too.
Ooh,
Um,
schmozzle. Das Mikos Karenzi.
So I do kind of want to hit up some of the new guys from this pack as well too and like get to know them. Look at that pink wall. Holy dooly. That's when I noticed the slamming room. the slam dunk room. I was like, wow, okay. That's a lot. But it's pretty. Yeah, that's a lot. Just having a look around. I was like, it's very pretty. So for $2,000, and then that pool is really cool. Trying to figure out what you wear to a casual, like come over to my villa and let's smash, kind of like, you know, nighttime hangout date. I was like, if you go fancy, that's like a bit too much. But then I was like, I feel like the jeans and the t-shirt is not enough. But then I'm like, that's trying a bit too hard. And then I just ultimately sort of decide that, no, we're going to do jeans. We're just going to do jeans. Because, like, we've been friends before. He sort of, see, it's asking us to be woohoo partners. I'm like, no, I really want to be a bit more official with him. So these are all of the new options in the relationship panel, which are interesting. But the only thing I'll say is now when you say get to know, it gives you information that you didn't exactly want, which is a little annoying. Because it'd be like, oh, this is like their interests. I was like, I wasn't asking about their interests. I wanted to know their traits. Because get to know used to always be trait oriented. See, that attraction down is bothering me. We can invite guests. I'm like, I find that so odd. Be romantic, woohoo, and I think I was thinking like, you know, skinny dipping, and I really should have done like sit in front of the fire, like, you know, woohooing on the blanket kind of thing, but I really wanted to use the vibrator bed upstairs. So, vibrator bed, I mean, it is what it is. I was thinking about maybe like serenading him with the guitar, but then I was like, she's got terrible guitar skill. She's going to sort of ask him like a bit coyly, a bit risquely, let's go for a swim in the pool minus our clothes.
Bruna Flip.
Yeah, so this is what I mean by the get to know. She'll say get to know, and then it will give me information, and it's not his traits, like it's just a bunch of other stuff, which I mean, I suppose that's fine. Oh, it did give me a trait, okay. Here we go. That's me realising that, like, we can sunbake here as well too. Now, look at the lighting and the reflection of the pink wall there. That looks so cool. You give him a bit of a playful splash. And then I'm gonna look for these, and then I'll discuss woohoo on TV. I'm like, what? Okay. I suppose that's what it's asking me to do. That's weird. I was like, are you talking about like? What are you talking about? What do you mean? What are you getting at?
Refsi, lu drip, afwash.
She's feeling playful.
Umfra nebehana.
So they seem to have some sort of like fun sentiment or something, which I think was from that first like pub date that they had. So that's making her feel
Zombo
more
skiba,
playful around him than
Zubatube,
romantic, which is not
Lavazubi.
exactly what we're going for, but I suppose at least it means
Lovo
they have some sort of connection.
Zabora. Ah, kissing no.
I really wanted to know about his physical attraction.
Gownium Shursha.
So it's like, you keep having like a neutral downturn.
Kankuya
She's almost asking him like, do you like brunette women?
Vadish.
She really wants to go to bed. I'm like, no.
Kissing no, I want to fast.
So his turn-ons are like, but then his turn-offs are streetwear fashion. Nothing about like, I can't find anything really that indicates why he's got that neutral. I mean, unless it's like the style of clothing that she's wearing, and I'm like, okay.
Eh? Shoosh.
I don't know that I'd be put my bare bottom.
Ah.
Get back in there. I don't know that I would be putting my bare bottom on those styles.
Aragaba
I don't know about that.
Naya
You could. That's cool. You can
Bad
ask how the
dog.
date's going. I think it's going all right.
Foxwin.
I don't really feel the need to ask that right now. She's feeling uncomfortable again about being around crowds, but there's only one. There's only Marcus there, so I'm like, what?
Quimble Reginu. Insula.
What I also think is really funny is like this third slot for wands, they pop up and that's great, but they go away so quickly that
Uchima.
so I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I can embrace him. That's like, we're naked. Like that's really gonna get it going. You know what I mean? Let me embrace you nakedly, except he had to ruin it by putting clothes on. But that want is gone. And I'm like, well, like, can I have it up there for more than 0.5 of a second? He's put his clothes back on, then put his swimwear back on. I'm like, I'm getting the sort of like distinct feeling that like he's not
Ooh.
that comfortable with like nudity and stuff like that, which is odd when you're looking at a man that looks like that. This is me still considering the romantic part, asking him to be the boyfriend. So it looks like they're not calling them
Double
boyfriend and
Barley.
girlfriend anymore. It
Chima
looks like they're
Cabbage.
calling them
Baruch
partner.
Benavi.
So like
Lumbek.
it's changed the
Colonel
titling.
Oh.
With a char.
So yeah, I don't know.
Kankuya Taru. Bakinja.
I mean that's fine, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what was confusing me about the like.
Wavy.
Oh yeah, and that's when we find out his turn off is woohoo.
Kluba Gloon.
Oh.
Like he likes physical
Ooh,
intimacy,
Food.
but he doesn't like woohoo. What?
Gaffa.
Okay, so
Oh.
he doesn't need woohoo, but he still does want to be touched.
Droga.
Okay, that's a new one for me, but I mean, I can work with that.
Grash.
He doesn't seem off put by the thought. Like he still participates in woohoo,
Oh.
even though it's a turn off for him. So I'm like, I don't know how that works.
Oh.
I see, like he seems off put that she's naked, as standing there naked as well too. So I'm like, I think like nudity and woohoo is like
Gorbani.
not what he necessarily needs in a relationship.
Oh, Batessa.
Which I find immensely odd, but at the same time understandable for him if that's how he feels. I'm still going to try it. This is me like setting the mood lighting. So I'm going to turn the bed on to vibrate. That's so cool. It's got a little like a strip. And then I'm going to go all the way back downstairs to go and get this man.
Schwabi first.
She's still in the buff as well too. She's still stuck
Bermuda Fenoy.
the whole time. She has not like made any attempt to put any clothes on. She is also quite tired, but I'm thinking like, let's get this in, get this done real quick. And then she can sleep.
Wash over.
Not me putting a star in into literally everything. I just don't want my bills to be huge. All that lighting.
Urbanay.
Look how cool that animation is though.
What?
Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, so he seemed to be fine with it. And I'm like, okay. Same wavelength. That they seem to be. And she wants to be friendly with him. Have a little bit of pillow talk, I suppose. It's asking me. I'm really desperate to get this to be a gold. I do really want to ask him to be our partner. I better check that he's single
Fun and
and
grubby?
he's sick. Great.
Oh, yes.
That's going to come back and bite me, isn't it? So he is in fact single, so he hasn't done anything with that. But he's not at least in a relationship with her. This is me being like, oh, maybe put some clothes on. If you're going to ask him out, maybe let's just put some clothes on. This is one of the new sets and it's so cute.
Samzo?
Ribble,
Oh, what a fear.
tu ça?
Ah, Gleave. Sheep?
I
Hey.
don't know about Marcus. I don't know. He always gives me odd vibes. He's so attractive and yet he's always so much work. There's always something with him. Every time, every
boy,
playthrough,
Zard.
he's just
Oh.
like kind of a handful.
Fue.
Okay, so now he's talking about nudity. He's talking about,
Oh,
and
too.
so like the flirt, everything goes,
Amazing.
but he gets minus
Dumbledore was
romantic
Susa.
satisfaction
Killed.
from woohooing. This is really sweet
Adore
though.
my
He's going to
God.
give us a rose, which I think is so,
Shimmer.
that's her love language is gift. Like she likes gift giving. I just realized she really needed to shave. Yeah. So I find that interesting. I can't invite him to stay the night because it's. So I'm just like, well, that's me. No, I'm done. I'm going to sleep. I'm completely knackered. So I'm just going to let that go out. So the events do seem to be at least somewhat challenging. Because look at the water that's pink up there. That's so cool. In the hot tub. Because, like, I still have not been able to get a gold yet. 2 dates. 3 dates, and I've still not got a gold. So it's not super duper easy. So there's that. There's a bit of a challenge. Just going to speed through while she's sleeping. Look at the energy from that bed, though. That bed's well worth it.
Hina Gleb. The girl.
Just look after our needs. I don't know why I'm getting those MCC. Ignore that. At this point, I should have shaved. So it looks like you could literally lock somebody in the shower. So, like, you're trying to kill a sim, you lock them in that shower, and they just, like, starve to death, but at least, like, the pee will go down the drain, and they can just, like, wash themselves off so they're not smelly. Just doing a bit of skincare. It's at this point I was like, oh, I could order a pizza, but I forget every time that the delivery men don't really come to rental lots like this, to vacation lots, sorry. So I call a pizza and I get charged for it. But I mean, I got $2,000 from that, so it's really not the end of the world that I lost out on 25 now that I think about it. Look at the patio out here is stunning. Whoever built this did a really good job. There are food vendors like close by, which is good. Because I mean, there's a fully the ghost story of the missing pizza. Some say the pizza delivery boy ate the pizza. There seems to be Nalani. Now she's ringing me about recycling, which I'm like, I can't even have a recycler in my apartment. I can buy a recycle bin, but I don't really want to put a recycle bin like in the house. Just enjoying some of the sun and the pool on our little vacay. See if I can remember to like pop a squat on those deck chairs at some point in the next one. Yeah, I don't care. Oh no. Yeah, I don't want you to date somebody else, seeing as like I kind of want you for myself.
Ooh, Yanabi, your blick.
So this is cool. We've got new little types of foods and stuff like that. This is really interesting. So it's essentially asking me to go on like Love Island or, you know, to be filmed. But I've just started dating Marcus, so I don't know that that's like a crash hot idea, especially seeing that like I am a Black Widow. I don't know that I want to be filmed. At least I don't want to be filmed at this present moment. But if I was in between relationships, this would be an excellent opportunity to sort of like rack up a bunch of dates fairly guilt-free and then sort of pick them off one by one. Yeah, what? Why am I eating my laptop? That's a Baldur's Gate joke. In case you guys didn't get it.
Ina.
Not me inserting Baldur's Gate wherever I possibly can.
Uh-huh.
Senjile Yanavuya.
Don't.
Gonna do a little bit of work on the laptop, seeing that it's like a nice area. Work on that book a little bit more. The Ring Bear. Don't know what's up with him. Howson joke. I really want to upload the scene spending the night with like Howson. But the problem is I'm like, I'm very concerned about getting flagged because that is like wild. So this is where I was like, oh, it wants me to go to a public venue and it wants me to meet Sims. And I was like, oh, well I can, I really want to like hit up some friends, you know, like specifically Judith, keep that relationship alive because she could be a good friend. She could also be a good like Mark. So, but unfortunately, like my drive filled up. So it's around about this point where my drive is like just died. And I played a whole section where Judith, myself, and Penny Pizzazz went out to the local bar
Huh.
and had like a girls' night out, like wine, drinking,
Huh.
dancing.
Hmm.
I said wine and drinking. That what? But unfortunately, it just didn't record any of that, which is a shame. But it is what it is. She's doing well with the writing because she's almost like she's over halfway.
Huh. Huh. Huh.
I like that girl's outfit.
Yep.
Hat looked really cute with the dress. I was like, oh god, you're gonna come over here and talk to me while I'm working. I don't like the earrings. The earrings are the wrong colour. Got bargain basement Don Lothario here. Evan Shields, apparently. We're just gonna... I did get a boyfriend yesterday, but I'm just gonna check out Cupid's Corner again, see what's on offer. It's not wrong to look, is it? Of course not. Kleptomaniac? I don't think so. Overachiever and he's an elder? That's a possibility. I love the little statue. No. Self-absorbed. Creative. It's our girl Katrina. Love the outfit. The hat's gotta go, love. The hat's gotta go. Damn, look at those Tiggo ditties. Tiggo biddies. She is stacked. That's all I have to say. You can tell this is an older save because it doesn't have the new Katrina in that. Which I don't really like their refresh all that much. I don't really need The Sims 2 and The Sims 4, personally, but to each their own. Simeon Im. We also matched with the werewolf guy, Christoph, as well too, which I'm like, maybe? I don't know. Is there a werewolf-related death? I don't know.
Tharbo Rinnaboom. Yeah. Floof Goffasep.
That's a movie joke. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I think we're getting pretty close now to where my recording dies. That's when I notice Vlad as well too. Vlad is an excellent mark. I don't feel bad
Marshall.
about
Vinalba.
ending him.
Fribobna.
So this is about where I'm going to leave off for today, and I hope that you enjoyed watching, and I will
Shimple.
see you in the next part.